been an instructor for LTAP for several years. I actually started in 1985 and 86 doing load rating, and then in the mid 90s did snow and ice. And then after retiring from Kansas Department of Transportation, started in 2006 and been an instructor ever since.
I started in the year of 2009, about the year that John Dahl retired. I took over for him. I went down and applied with the job or for the job, and I don't know to this day whether I was the best one or what or the only one, but I ended up with the job, and I'm glad I did. And it's been a nice ride since then. I apprenticed with John in 2009 for about it seemed to me like it was 10 to 12 classes. I don't remember exactly, but then in 2010 I took over full time. John retired.
I've been for 9 years with Kansas LTAP. I originally retired from Douglas County in 2011, and Lisa Harris, when she asked me to come on board as a trainer then, and so I've been kind of involved in the LTAP training ever since.
Well, I started in 2010, and as a facilitator. I didn't even know what a facilitator was. And that's the guy that just makes sure everything happens correctly. So I did that for a couple of years, and then I started teaching part of the workplace safety class in 2013.
Well, I've been an instructor for Kansas LTAP for about 7 years now. So actually, I work full time for Saline County, and I only teach the one class that's called the Road and Bridge Regulatory Permitting, and that class is taught every 2 years. So even though I've been working for LTAP for about 7 years, I've only really taught the 4 classes.
About 2 years so far. So I taught my first class in the fall of 2019, and since then I've taught about 60 hours worth of curriculum on soft skill courses.
October 2nd, 2019 was our first workshop that we had in Emporia, and had a really good attendance. That is a good group, and we had fun. And then she scheduled with me to do some, in April of 2020, and we of course had to postpone those or cancel them.
Sure. So I teach a variety of soft skill courses, conflict resolution, adaptive leadership, managing employee performance, communication skills, and there's a few more coming as well.
I've done kind of a variety of things, but typically it's about guardrail maintenance, culvert and drainage. I've done a Bridge 101 class. I've done some emergency management training stuff for them. So pretty much I did done some snow and ice training as well, and so kind of just kind of whatever they need and whatever our customers need.
I'm an LTAP instructor for the asphalt road and street maintenance program and the bridge maintenance program.
And in the spring, I teach workplace safety, and there's some other speakers that come along with me then. And in the fall, I teach snow and ice control.
Yes. So I teach the one class, the regulatory permitting for road and bridge projects.
With the industry, when I began working for the Kansas Department of Transportation as an inspector on bridge construction projects, and then went from there to bridge design, was involved in load rating of the bridges in Kansas, then as bridge maintenance engineer for the Kansas Department of Transportation, and then went to as the district maintenance engineer for KDOT in Salina, and then finished my career with KDOT as the district engineer in Chanute, Kansas.
Trying to keep this short and simple to the point. I started with in county working for the county road and bridge departments in Pawnee City for Pawnee County, Nebraska, back in 1982, and I worked there up until 1997 when I moved to Kansas, and started with Nemaha County, Kansas, in this first year in 1998. But while I was at Pawnee County, I got associated with the LTAP in Nebraska, and I got to be one of they had the instructors, but they didn't have the on-call, or the on-call actual hands-on, the grader operators would help. So I opted for that, and I got to doing the field work and stuff with them while I was in Nebraska. And then when I transferred to Kansas in January of '98, well, I could see the need for it down here, and they didn't have anything, or I wasn't associated with it. I wasn't aware of the LTAP down here at that time. So I started with Norm Bowers at the Kansas Association of Counties, and he got me interested in the Rhodes Scholar program down here. And I started with that and finished level 1 and finished, I started level 2 and was about halfway through with that when I called to check on the next class, and this lady told me that she'd gotten my name from the guys in Nebraska because Norm or John Dahl wanted to retire, and would I come in and interview, and so I did, and anyway I ended up with the job, and 2010 I started doing the class by myself, and I liked my association with both LTAPs. In 2012, I retired from full-time work in Emaw County.
Overall, kind of in the public works, highway, road and bridge type environment, about 42 years. So I originally came on board working for KDOT as an equipment operator 1, which was a nice name for a laborer, and worked my way through that, became the area superintendent in the metro area of Kansas City. And then I moved on to Douglas County and became their operations division director. Worked there for a number of years. Like I said earlier, I retired from there. A good friend of mine, Tammy Bennett, who worked at the city of Lawrence, called one day and said, "Hey, we've got a similar position that you have in Douglas County with the city of Lawrence. Would you come on board for a while?" And so I did that for, I think, about 4 or 5 years. So altogether, it was about 42 years that I had in public works.
Well, like I said, I was there in 34 years at Douglas County, and when I started there, I was just a dumb farm kid off the farm, and so I didn't even know how to drive a 2-speed truck. So I learned it from the ground all the way up. So, and I retired there. I was the assistant operations manager.
So my experience with this industry is, well, really, let me just give you my experience with road and bridge projects, because that's really what I teach for the class. And so I began my civil engineering career in 2002 working for a consulting firm. I did this for about 7.5 years, where my main focus was road and bridge projects for both cities and counties. With each one of those projects, they require a lot of coordination with both state and federal agencies. But I realized that I enjoyed, my county projects, a lot more. I enjoyed the people and I enjoyed the projects. So in 2009, I became the McPherson County project engineer. And in this position, I completed all of the designs, the road and bridge designs in-house. And with McPherson County Public Works, they construct most of the projects that they have for the county. So they actually, the county crews construct these. And so that gave me some very valuable experience in the construction of the projects I designed. I was out with the crews building these projects, feet on the ground, getting my hands dirty. And I really enjoyed that. But I think that also made me a lot better designer for that. So, and then in November of 2018, I began my career as a Saline County engineer. And this is where I'm still currently employed. For Saline County, I am the design and construction engineer for all of our projects. Annually, we complete around $1 to $1.5 million worth of bridge and culvert replacement projects. We've got about $2.5 million worth of asphalt maintenance projects, and so that's your asphalt overlays, your chip seals, crack seals, and shouldering projects. And then we do about $500,000 worth of road improvement projects each year. So really looking back, started in 2020, it's kind of hard to believe I've got 20 years in this industry.
So 18 years, I guess, is what I've been doing, making my living in the welding industry. And I didn't get started training until, I'm going to say, 2014. And I got started training for TPC training. It used to be called TPC Train Co., headquartered in Denver, and they would send me all over the place. And that's when I really got hooked on training people. I had already done a little bit of training just of my own customers, their employees, in order to be better at repairing things, welding, maintenance welding, and making repairs. It was in my best interest that they be good at it so that I could sell them more welding rods. So that's kind of about how long I've been in the welding industry. When, as far as training, like I said, 2014ish when I got started with Train Co.